Hola, Sat Shri Akal, Namaskar, and Marhaba, guys. Welcome to the NTA full syllabus mock test for all of you from the official NTA question bank. And today's mock test will cover really amazing questions. The reason why you should attend this mock test is because over the years we have seen that so many patterns, type, and also the difficulty of the questions is very similar to the NTA question bank. Some of the questions are very tricky and even difficult, but nevertheless you will learn a lot from today's mock test discussion. So it's a very important thing to do just hours and days before the exam. No matter, even if you are watching it recorded after a few days, it's perfectly alright. So my name is Shreyas. I'm the physics master teacher at Vedantu, having been taught many students over the past more than 10 to 15 years. I'm really happy and proud that many of my students are doing extremely well, and I'm pretty sure you too are going to rock the JEE examination in the coming few days. You want to know more about me? That's my Instagram handle, captain_Shreyas. So let's begin with the class without wasting more time. But let me just say hello to all my lovely students out here. Well, let me just refresh this maybe a little bit. Yes, there you go. Hello. I have a doubt. Do we have to take colored or black and white printout? I think you should take black and white, bacha. No need of colored. Hi Thaluri, hi Bharani, nice to see you guys. Hi Mohit, hello JEE aspirant. Good evening. Thank you for all the love, Rohit, so much. Hi Ankit, my center is in a BITS college. Wow, that's good. You will get excited. The whole ambience will be different. Hi Hemant, hi Buddha. Hemant has this profile picture, very good, guys. So some of you might have the profile picture that shows your immense love and support towards the channel. That's the warrior picture out there. Hello Alina, Yogesh, Chibor, motivational video, Hari Prasad, Kavita. Thank you guys for joining in. And today's mock test will be very important, very crucial, very tricky. Make sure you keep your mind open, pen and paper ready with you, and make sure you put up all your answers in the chat box. Even if you're wrong, it's okay. You're going to learn from others. And keep yourself motivated even if you get wrong answers till the end. Let's fight it out. Today's battle of NTA mock test question bank mock tests out here, and the entire PDF will be available for you to download in our Telegram channel. Link is there in the description box below. Make sure you check it out. Here comes the first question on your screen. Let's begin. A particle starts from origin with some initial speed of 3 meters per second, I cap, that means it's going in the x-axis, and constant acceleration this much. X coordinate is this much. Then what is the y coordinate? So the x coordinate of the particle, the x coordinate of the particle is how much, given the y coordinate is 32 meters. Let's try to do this. Okay, let's try to do this. Oh, by the way, Radha Kilari, the session that I had made for cheat codes works for both maths and chemistry. So some of you thought it's only applicable for physics. I just took physics questions, but actually it is applicable for maths and chemistry as well. Okay, so let's do this. First of all, what is given? Ux is given. Ux is 3. Ax, acceleration in the x direction, is 6. And we have to find the x coordinate. The x coordinate is d, which is what we need to find out. Okay, I do not know the time, so let's try the y coordinate separately. If you look at the y direction initial velocity, it is nothing but 0 because it does not have any y component. Acceleration in the y direction is nothing but 4. And displacement, that is y coordinate, is displacement in the y-axis, is nothing but 32. I think I can use s is ut plus half at square to find the time and substitute it here. Okay, so let's try this out. This is 32, initial velocity is 0, plus half into acceleration is 4 into the time square. 2 goes with 4 2 times. This will become 16 is equal to t square. So time is equal to 4 seconds. Use this time over here to find out the displacement in the x-axis, which is also d. Ut plus half at square, that's what we are going to use. So ut plus half at square again. U over here is 3 multiplied by time. Time is nothing but 4 plus half into acceleration is 6. Time is again 4, so 4 square over here. 3 4s are 12 plus this will become 3 into 16, which is 12 plus 48, which is nothing but 60 meters. That's the correct answer. How many of you said option D? Those people are correct. Some of you said C, some of you said A. I'm very good, Merugu Senkar. I'm very good. I hope you two are doing well. Hello, Shubha channel. Nice to see you, bacha. Okay, so that's the correct answer. So guys, you can do it simultaneously as I'm explaining. It's up to you. I mean, you can watch it or you can do it simultaneously. But yes, I can give you little bit of time extra, maybe more 20 seconds. But when you watch it again, then I don't want that abrupt gap in between. Let's start with the next question. I'll try to explain the question first. There is a particle of certain mass. It is thrown with certain speed from the ground at pi by 3, that means 60 degrees. Now, when it reaches the maximum height, it hits another mass inelastically, same value mass. Speed is also same, u, but I cap. The horizontal distance covered by the combined mass before it reaches the ground is how much? Let's do this. Okay. Now, here is what we are going to do. First, we are projecting it with some speed. So, let's say this speed is u. This is obviously 60 degrees. This is your horizontal. This mass goes, and once it reaches on the top, it collides with another mass. Let's say I just put it over here. This is mass m. That is moving also with u velocity in the I cap direction. It's clearly mentioned. Now both of them combine together. Both of them combine together, and their combined mass. This is their combined mass. Okay, that combined mass reaches somewhere here. Okay, this is your ground. All right. So the question is, how much is this distance? This distance x is how much? That's the question. Only the horizontal distance of the combined mass. Let's try to do this. First of all, remember, in a projectile motion, the horizontal velocity never changes. So when this mass reaches on the top over here, the speed will be just u cos 60, which is just u by 2, correct? It will be just u by 2. And it will hit at a height of, let's say, h, whose value we already know is u square sine square 60 by 2g. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So it will be u square into 3 divided by 4. 2 square is 4 into 2g. That is what it is going to be, which is nothing but just 3u square by 8g. That's the height at which they collide. I think I will need it later on. Now when it hits over there, I think we should use conservation of momentum. So let's use conservation of momentum principle and see what do we get. So conserve momentum. It's an inelastic collision, remember that. So initial momentum is mass of the yellow guy into its velocity. So mass of that yellow guy into its velocity, which is u by 2, plus the mass of that other person who is going to stick to it. So that is m into that guy's velocity, which is u. And then the combined mass, which will now be m plus m into its new velocity, which I'm just going to call it as v. M cancels. So u by 2 plus u is going to be 3u by 2 is going to be nothing but 2 times of v. So v is nothing but 3u by 4. Okay, that's what the final velocity is. That's not the question. The question is, what's the distance covered? The value of x is asked. So how do you find that x? That x, the distance which it travels, will be whatever speed it gets, the same speed will remain horizontally, because x direction there is no acceleration. The horizontal speed always remains constant. The horizontal distance will be horizontal speed into time for which it falls. So it will be nothing but v into the time taken for it to fall down. Now the time taken for it to fall down can be found out easily. Think about it this way, guys. For it to fall from here to here, it's like a projectile thrown from some height. The time taken to fall down, is root of 2h by g. Standard formula. When you throw something from height h, root of 2h by g is the time taken for it to fall. So root of 2 by g, height formula from here, which is 3u square by 8 times of g, right guys? Very good. Okay, some of you have got option A. Let's see. Okay, so guys, u square will come outside, g square will also come outside. It will just become u by g, of course. 2 and 8 will cancel, 4 will remain. Root of 4 is 2, so 2 will also come outside and only root 3 will remain. I think we should take it and put it over here. So this will become u by 2g and root 3, and velocity obviously from here, whatever you got, which was nothing but 3u, okay, by 4, of course. So if you solve this, you're going to get the value of x as u square into 3 root 3 by 8 times of g. That's the answer, guys. Is that option there somewhere? Option A, of course, that is the correct answer. Okay, this is the final answer. So all kinds of equations are used here. First of all, height, maximum height formula for a projectile, then time taken for it to fall from a height h, then concept of horizontal speed remaining constant, so that way you can find the speed at the maximum height, conservation of momentum also used, range formula from a height h is also used. So many formulas in one question. It's a very good level question. And if you have enjoyed it, do not forget to smash the like button. There's more questions coming up on your screen now. Option A was correct. Let's do this. This question looks scary, but actually very simple. Okay, this question looks very scary, but actually it's very simple. How to do this? Observe. Read the question. A uniform thick wheel, okay, so that's a wheel, of moment of inertia and radius rotates about the center of mass as shown. There is a string which is wrapped and two blocks masses are attached at the ends of the string. The system is released. What is the speed when m1 comes down by some height? Okay, so when this mass descends by some height. So this mass m1 has come here, m2 has, let's say, gone over here. So this has definitely gone up. Okay, this has come down, let's say, by some height h. The question is, what is the angular speed of the wheel? That means this wheel obviously will be rotating. What is the angular speed is the question. Well, the first thing you should realize is that if this mass comes down and this mass goes up and this wheel is turning, obviously there is some kind of acceleration involved here. So this mass is definitely accelerating downwards. This mass is definitely accelerating upwards. And there is a simple formula which I have given you to find the acceleration of such pulley block systems. Guess what you should do? The acceleration of such pulley block systems is the larger force minus the smaller pulling force, the whole thing divided by mass. Okay, these are the masses which are translating, the mass which is translating, plus you have to sum up the pulley which is there, the moment of inertia of the pulley, upon r square. So if there are more pulleys, you can add them up. Here there is only one pulley, but if there are more pulleys, then you can write summation I by r square. This is the formula which you should use for finding the acceleration directly. You don't need to draw any FBD. This is the shortcut trick which I am giving you. Okay, I hope this is clear. Conductivity, watch my lecture of sure short topics. Watch that class. I have given a strategy for getting more than 50 marks for all the students, sure short topics with a strategy. Please watch that. It's there. Okay, great. Okay, now Yogesh saying B have Bhargavi color rule. Let's see how to solve this. So what is the larger force here? Larger force is m1 into g, smaller force m2 into g, upon the masses which are translating, that means which are moving in a straight line. So that is basically m1 and m2. So actually I should put summation, all the masses which are just moving up and down, left, right, plus the masses which are rotating, that guy's inertia by r square. So it is just going to be I divided by r square over here. Okay, great. Now once I know acceleration, I can also find the velocity of this mass. I think I need this velocity to find the angular velocity, because remember, omega is nothing but v by r, and this is what we need to find. Omega is velocity by r, so if I know v, I can find omega. How do I find v? Using kinematic equations. So observe this. V is nothing but u plus acceleration into time, but not this equation, of course, because time is not given, h is given. So I'll use v square is u square plus 2as equation. From this I'll get v square is equal to 0 square plus twice into acceleration. That means this whole term, which is m1 minus m2, the whole thing into g, upon m1 plus m2. Okay, maybe I need to put the bracket slightly far away. Let me just write it. m1 plus m2 plus I by r square, the whole thing into g. Okay, into s. S is nothing but the displacement, which is nothing but h. Great. So I got this. So the velocity the velocity will be nothing but root of this whole thing, which is 2gh. You will also have m1 minus m2. You can also take LCM out here. So you will get m1 plus m2 into r square plus I. This root of r square, I can take it outside. Root of r square is nothing but r. I can take it outside. So you can think this will just become nothing but 1 by r. I've just taken that r square outside in the denominator, which is 1 by r square actually. Now, if you bring it on the top, if you bring this r on the top over here and then shift it down here, you will get v by r is equal to this whole big thing. This v by r is nothing but your omega. V by r is nothing but omega. So that is it. That is 2gh m1 minus m2 upon m1 plus m2 r square. The whole thing plus moment of inertia. Entire thing under the root. Where is such option? I think it is option number B. It is option number B. You see that I have not written down the entire thing, but if you want me to, I'll just write it down. 2gh m1 minus m2, the whole thing upon m1 plus m2 into r square plus moment of inertia. Same thing. So this concept has simplified the question. It has saved me a lot of time. If you remember this trick, you will definitely save so much time that you can use that for the next few questions. Larger force minus the smaller force, the whole thing upon masses which are translating plus moment of inertia by r square. Next thing was kinematics, because I need to find velocity, distance is given. So third equation. And concept of circular motion, omega is v by r. That's it. That's going to give you option B. Cool guys, can we move ahead? Yep. Yes, we can also neglect option A and D, you know that, but out of option B and C, you know what? I'll tell you, who was that? The JEE aspirant. I'll tell you, you need not have to solve it completely, because you saw somewhere in between there was kinematic equation, there is 2 over here, and yes, solving that, I think 2 will not get cancelled. I can see between B and C, 2 is there only in option B, so I'll directly mark B. How many of you thought of it that way? In option B and C, only 2 is there in option B, so you can directly mark that. And A and D can't be correct because, I mean, in the first step only it is m1 minus m2, nowhere else it can become m1 plus m2. There is no other operation happening. So if you thought of it that way, even better, you will save even more time. Okay, great. Moving on to the next question. Hi Rakshi. Very good, the JEE aspirant. Moksha Ganga Anurag. Awesome, Yogesh. Awesome. Awesome, Khushi. Very good. Shall we move ahead to the next question, my warriors? Let's see how many of you can crack this. There is a spring mass system, rests in equilibrium, horizontal disk. The free end of the disk is fixed to the center. The disk along with the mass rotates about the axis. The relative change in the length is. Okay, let me make you visualize this question. Okay, so you have a disk. This is a point where the spring's free end is attached, and then there is a mass here. Now when you rotate them, when you rotate this, what will happen? This mass will try to fly out and it will also extend the spring. So this mass will reach here. There is obviously some extension. X is nothing but the extension, and there was some original length, and now the mass is going in a bigger circle. So this mass will now go in a bigger circle. So that is one thing, and there will be also some forces acting on that mass, and that will be nothing but your spring force. So spring force will be acting towards the center, and this spring force will act like the centripetal force. Centripetal force, and that mass and M goes in a uniform circular motion of a radius. The radius will be nothing but original length plus x. This is the radius of the circle in which it moves. Now, as per Newton's law, we know that net force is mass into acceleration. Here, the only force acting on it towards the center is the spring force. So spring force will be the mass into the centripetal acceleration of that circular motion. Spring force is nothing but kx. Acceleration is nothing but omega square into radius. Radius is L naught plus x. Let me bring all the terms of x on one side. So k minus m omega square, the whole thing into x is m omega square into L naught. But as per the question, K is much larger than m omega square. So big number plus small number is a big number. Big number minus small number is also the big number. So you can approximately say this is K into X only, roughly. Okay, I have used that approximation here, is equal to m omega square L naught. So X will be nothing but m omega square L naught divided by K. Just check this out. M omega square, well, is L naught not cancelling somewhere? What was asked? Just check the correct answer. Well, m omega square, I think there is something which we have missed somewhere. Just check this out. M omega square L naught, yes. Oh, m omega square X, fair enough. I think there was one L naught missing over there. Just check this out. Just check this out, guys. See if something was missing over there. Yep. I think L naught was missing somewhere. Yeah. So anyways, I think there is a printing mistake most likely. Most likely there is a printing mistake. Yep. So there should have been L naught over here, maybe L naught over here, maybe L naught over here, maybe L naught over here. Maybe that's the reason for that. Okay. So I'm just adding that L naught over there just to make sure that one of the options becomes correct, or else it will not be correct. Is that fine, guys? Okay. Cool. Everybody, moving on to the next question. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Oh, the relative change they asked, is it? Oh, the relative change in the length. Oh. Acha, they have asked S by L naught. Okay. Then it's fine. Then I need not do this also. Oh, the relative change has been asked. Relative change. So basically, I just need to find X. Oops, where did it go? Okay, I just need to find X by L naught. Then it is fine. If it was X by L naught, so X by L naught, well, there you go. It is relative change, so it will be m omega square by K. Yep. The relative word was there. Yes, awesome. Great. Shall we move ahead to the next one? Okay, there we go. Next question. Planet A has mass m, radius r. Planet B has half the mass and half the radius. If the escape velocities of the planets are VA and VB, then VA by VB is n by 4. What is the value of n? Let's try to do this. Okay. First of all, what is the formula for escape velocity? Our escape velocity formula is root of 2 times gravitational constant mass of the planet by the radius of that planet. Radius and mass both have been changed. So I can think of it this way. Escape velocity of A upon escape velocity of B will be, what you can do is, it's proportional to root of mass, inversely proportional to root of radius. So A by B ratio will be mass of A by mass of B, and here radius of B upon radius of A. Now what is the mass of A and B? Okay, ratio. B has half the mass of A. B's mass is half of A. That means A has twice the mass. A has twice the mass as of B. Radius of B is half of A. Radius of B is half of A. That means A has twice the radius. So A has twice the radius as of B. Oh, crazy. This ratio becomes just 1:1. But the question says n by 4. What is the value of n? So obviously n has to be the number 4. Many students in a hurry, the moment they get the ratio as 1:1, they end up marking option A, but option A is not correct. Option D is correct. How many of you made that silly mistake? Let me know. No, it is not B, my warriors. It is not 2. A lot of people make that stupid mistake also. They write 2:1 into 2:1. They forget that it was inverse ratio. So 2 2s are 4, root of 4 is 2. So the answer comes out to be 2, and then you make another mistake over there. That is also wrong. Be careful, guys. Practice, Khushi. Practice, love. Yeah, 2 things. Practice, love, passion. I mean, yeah, whatever you want to say. But practice and love is very important. And yes, when you have that love, automatically that passion, dedication, everything also automatically comes up. Okay, moving on to the next one. There are 2 wires of the same length which are suspended from a ceiling under the same load. If the ratio of the energy stored per unit volume, is 1:4, the ratio of their diameters is how much? Hi Mobile Legend. Yes Barney, maybe. But the important thing is you should solve them because it's there in the NTA question bank. Two wires, same length, suspended from a ceiling under the same load. Okay, so if you take a wire and this is that load W, and this wire has some cross-sectional area A, their lengths are same, their materials are same. So the question is, what is the ratio of the diameters? Okay, energy stored per unit volume is in some ratio. What is the energy stored per unit volume formula? It is half epsilon into sigma. Half stress into strain, that's the formula. But strain is not given, so I need to get rid of the strain somehow. So let's think. Young's modulus is stress by strain, therefore strain is stress by Young's modulus. So use this over here and see what do you get. The density, energy density is half stress by the Young's modulus into stress. So it will be stress square by 2 times Young's modulus. Great. Now I still don't like it because stress is there, Young's modulus is there. I want to somehow convert it into diameters. How do I do that? Well, stress is force by area. So I can write this as weight or the load, okay, the force per unit area. Okay, great, whole square by 2y. The weight is same, I think it is mentioned that same load is there. So W square by 2y, and area is pi r square or pi d square by 4, correct? So this will be pi into d square, the whole square divided by 4. Interesting. Now from this I can clearly see that the energy density is inversely proportional to 1 by the diameter raised to 4. 1 by the diameter raised to 4. Check this out. Isn't that true from here? Hence, just do the math. The energy density is in the ratio of 1:4. So hence d2 by d1 whole raised to 4 should come over here. Rho 1 by rho 2 will be d2 by d1 whole raised to 4. Okay, let's try to do this. So basically d1 by d2 will be 4th power of 4. 4th power of 4, come on guys, root of 4 is 2. So root of that will be nothing but root 2. Hence d1 by d2 will be root 2:1, which is option C. C for captain, C for Chennai, C for chemistry, C for carbon. Yeah, so many things are there. Yeah, awesome. Option C is correct. Thank you, Rohit Kumar. Yeah. No, Larshan, that is wrong. If their length is same, strain will not be same. Change in length also should be same. Who said change in length is same? Because their diameters are different, the change in length will be also different. So that is wrong to assume that strain is same. A lot of people say strain is same because they see length is same. That is completely wrong. Change in length could be different and you do not know that. Hence, do not mark that way. Even if you get the answer, that is not the correct method. Cool, guys? Can I do it in 6 months? Vishnu, for dropping, you need to do it in more than 6 months, bacha. 6 months is less for dropping. Quantity, maybe not in the first attempt, but maybe in the second attempt. In the first attempt, you can use my tricks, you can use my sure shot topics, you can use my strategy. That way you can reach at least 30-40 marks per subject. But to get with zero knowledge to 50 takes some time. Join the crash course. I am only teaching there. For the next 1 month, attend it regularly. You will easily get more than 50 marks in the second attempt. But start now. Okay, so let's start. Don't take tension. Watch the problems, solve the problems, focus. Don't become nervous, guys. I know you guys are very anxious because the admit cards are coming and you do not know what to do. Leave it. Just enjoy this lecture free of, like in a free manner and learn from it. If you take tension, you will not enjoy, you will not learn anything. So the point is to actually learn from the class. So please relieve yourself, okay? Everybody is in the same situation. This drop of certain density floating half immersed in a liquid. The question is, what is the radius of the droplet? Let me show you the diagram first. So let's just imagine this is the drop. It's half immersed. So let's just say this is that liquid in which it is immersed like this. Now, what kind of forces are acting on it is very important. First of all, the force of surface tension will pull it up. So the force of surface tension will act completely along the surface, perimeter where it is immersed. So there will be there backwards also, but I'm not showing it right now. So this is the force of surface tension, which will be acting on the line. Remember, the surface of the fluid intersects here. The surface tension will pull it exactly this way throughout the perimeter of that sphere. Okay. Now, Praveen, my formula revision session is already there. Please watch that. Okay, it's a beautiful formula revision session is there in the playlist. Next, the weight, of course. How can we forget the weight? The weight of the drop. Next thing, there will be also buoyant force. Do not forget that. So the buoyant force will act obviously upwards, and the buoyant force will be volume submerged into density of the liquid into G. Okay, that is one thing. Next thing, what is the value of the surface tension? Surface tension force is SL, length into the surface tension. Surface tension is T. Surface tension is T. The length on which the surface tension acts is the perimeter. So it is nothing but 2 pi into R. Now these are the only forces acting. So balance them because they are in equilibrium. So what will you say? The force of surface tension which acts upwards plus the buoyant force will be equal to the net upward force will be the net downward force, which will be equal to weight of the drop. That's all you are going to say. So what is the force of surface tension? Well, it is T into 2 pi R. Next, what is the buoyant force? Volume submerged. Half of the volume is submerged. So it will be 2 by 3 pi R cube. That's the volume submerged. Complete volume is 4 by 3 pi R cube. This is half the volume into density into G. And the weight of the drop. The weight of the drop, what is it? It is D into 4 by 3 pi R cube. I think I missed a G there. Let me just put that G over here as it is, because weight is mass into G. Now it's just a matter of simple calculations. That's all. Let's see what do we get. So first of all, I can see 2, 2 and 4, 2 cancels. Pi, pi, pi cancels. 1 of the R, this will become R square. This will also become R square, cancels. Okay, nothing else is going. So T plus, here I will get R square, or then you also have rho by 3 G is equal to, here I have 2D by 3 and then R square G. I think the question demanded us to find the radius. So bring this guy on the other side. So T will be equal to, take R square common, even G is common, even 3 is common. So you will get rho minus 2D. Do I see rho minus 2D or 2D minus rho? Sorry, 2D minus rho, my bad. 2D minus rho. 2D minus rho somewhere. 2D minus rho somewhere. Already I can see 2D minus rho right over here. I think I'm just going to mark that. Option B will be correct. But still, if you want to solve it, no problem. R square will be nothing but 3T by G, and you will have 2D minus rho. So R will be root of this. R will be root of this. Yep, that is option B. So once you get to this step, you don't even have to solve it completely. You can just check the options out there. Option B is correct. Very good, Shreya. Excellent. What if the tension is applied downwards? No, Sundar, it will not apply downwards. Reason being, surface tension always tries to minimize the area. Look at this. The surface of the fluid is like this. The surface will try to minimize. It will try to push this drop up. It will want to become flat, the surface of the liquid, because right now the surface of the fluid is this way. So it will try to minimize the area by pulling this surface up. So that's why the surface tension is upwards. I hope that is clear. Rajeshri Rangani, definitely it will cost you some marks, but it is not a major chapter, but you will definitely end up losing 1 or 2 marks for sure. Okay, I hope this is clear. Let's move. Sir, does the bubble exactly half immersed doesn't have any significance? It does have. If you notice, the volume submerged, I have taken it as 2 by 3 pi r cube. If it was something else, then the calculations will go crazy. If it was fully immersed, then it will be something else. The perimeter will be different. So yes, half submerged has a lot of significance. Else this won't be 2 pi r, and even this won't be 2 by 3 pi r cube. I hope that is clear. Yes, quantity, it will be enough, but you also need to do mock test. Moving on to the next one. Hello, Hasni. Okay. Air resistance, why will air resistance come, bacha? Air resistance will not be important here because it is not even moving. Alright. Air resistance comes only when things move. Here it is at equilibrium. Now two gases of some radius and some weight, and they have same number density, are at the same temperature. The ratio of the respective mean free time. So the time taken between every collision, that's the mean free time. Time is distance by speed. Distance is basically your mean free path, and by average speed. Now the mean free path formula is nothing but 1 by the mean free path formula is root 2 pi diameter square into number of molecules per unit volume. This is what it is, okay, in the numerator, and then in the denominator, this is average speed. Average speed is nothing but root of 8 RT by pi m. Interesting. Now let's only care about those numbers which are relevant to us. Many things are just constants. Observe which are the ones which are constants. Same number density. That means this number is constant. Root 2 pi is a constant. D square is different. Radius is different. 8r and pi are also constants. Temperature is also same. R is also same. Only things which are different are D and M. Don't worry about anything else. So this whole thing will be proportional to 1 by D square upon 1 by root of M. So hence it is directly proportional to root of molecular weight by diameter square. Diameter is proportional to radius, and radius is given. So I can say it is directly proportional to root of M by the radius square. So this is what I got. So now comes the final step. So the mean free time of both the gases, so basically of argon by the mean free time of collision of xenon, will be root of M proportional and inversely proportional to radius square. So here I will have mass of argon by mass of xenon, and here I will have radius of xenon by radius of argon, the whole square. That's it. So this was just pure application of the formulas, nothing else. So the mass of argon by mass of xenon, is it given? Mass of argon by mass of xenon. So it will be 40 by 140. This one, the radius xenon, that means 0.1 by 0.07, the whole square. 0 goes, 2 also cancels, so it will be root of 2 by 7 into, this will be, take the decimals outside, so 10 by 7, right? So this will be 100 by 49, because it will be 10 by 7 square, which is 100 by 49. Now guess what? I can do some approximations. You don't have to sit and calculate. If you're going to sit and calculate, then you will definitely make, you will waste a lot of time. That's it. Isn't this value approximately, not 0.5, 2 times 100 by 49? Can I not say it is roughly 2? Now 2 by 7, just do the math. 2 by 7, come on guys, just do the math and just see how much does it come out to be. Just the value of 2 by 7. Just the value of 2 by 7, roughly. Come on guys, how much does it come out to be? Yep. How much? Point? How much? 2 and 8. Just check. Almost 0.28, right? Now root of, now 28 is very close to 25. Root 0.25 is 0.5. So shouldn't this whole value approximately be slightly more than 0.5, slightly more than 0.5? Because root 0.25 is 0.5. So 0.28's root will be slightly more than 0.5. Now imagine this, 0.5 into 2, how much will it be? 1, right? So which is the closest answer? Option D. That's it, option D. Did you understand how we did it? Did you understand how we did it, my warriors? Sanvi's Soch, I have already mentioned the topics which are very, very important, but in physics, if you want those sure topics, just leave a comment after the session is over. I'll help you with the session link, the video. It's a small 6 or 7 minutes video. Just watch that. All the topics have been mentioned for all the 3 subjects. So Rishikesh, the non-Aadhaar declaration in the admit card are basically for those students, those who do not have Aadhaar card or have lost it or something, and you just are giving a declaration that, okay, listen in, I have no Aadhaar card or I don't have the number, so I am a genuine student. That's all. So you need to carry it in case you are a if you do not have Aadhaar card. Moving on, next question. So Sundar, what is the last step? Last step, see 2/7 is 0.28 mere bachche, right? 0.28 root will be slightly more than 0.5. That's all. So this number is slightly more than 0.5. 100/49 is 2. 2 into 0.5? 2 into 0.5 is 1. So hence the answer will be very close to 1. That's all. Definitely Akhilesh, whatever Akhilesh said, I think everybody should read. Even if I do not know many things, you are learning a lot of stuff. So don't lose hope. You will see that you will at least know how things are to be done, and it's better than 0. From today's class, at least your marks will be boosted. I'm not even kidding, guys. At least by 2 to 3 questions, that means 8 to 12 marks. At least you will boost if you take inspiration and do the topics which you realize that, oh, I should do it this way. Trust me on this. Moving on. 2 capacitors, charged, diodes are also there, and same voltage, 2 different circuits, and you leave it. After time of RC, now what is this RC time? It is basically your time constant. What are the charges on the capacitors? These are JEE mains question, Mohammed Rashid. These are not very difficult. These are normal, average questions that you will get in JEE mains. Okay, some of you are saying D. I don't know. Let's try to figure it out. This is positive, this is negative. This is a diode. This positive charge will try to flow. Like this, but there is a problem. The problem is this diode will be in reverse bias. So will the flow actually happen? Can the charges actually flow? No. So the actual current flow will be 0. If charges can't flow, current is 0. That's it, the charges stay. So these charges basically remain same. Hence, after some time also, no matter what time you wait, it will be always CV. So obviously, option B and option C are wrong. Okay, they are wrong because it's CV by 2 and CV by E. That's obviously not correct. Great. Next, only the challenge is for the A and D option. I don't think A will be correct because obviously charges will flow. Definitely there will be flow of charges, and this is in forward bias, and obviously the charges will be less. The charge definitely will decrease. So it can't be CV. Hence this option is also wrong. Only option correct will be option D. And we can check it out. Yes, option D is correct. But if you do not want to do it this way, you want to actually solve it, then the way to solve it also I'll show you. By the way, whatever I showed you, you will do it in the exam. Understood? You will save a lot of time. Very good, Sundar. Excellent. I'm proud of you. You did it using this trick. So see how much time you saved. Now if you had to actually solve it, you will use this equation. Q is equal to initial charge into e to the power minus t by RC. So initial charge is CV and e to the power minus time is also given to be RC by RC. So this will become CV by e raised to minus 1 is 1 by e. So this will be the final charge on B. So that's it. That's also going to give the same answer. Fair enough, guys? How to solve the question? Understood? Are you loving these questions? First of all, you tell me, guys. Are you learning a lot or no? And it's not about learning, it's also about attempting the paper. See, theory anybody knows, or maybe you can learn from the solution. You see the solution, you will see this. But this trick is very important. You will save time, and that is what you are learning from this mock tests which I am conducting. Next question, my warriors. Come on, let's do this. Awesome. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you so much. That's all I want to hear, guys. And I hope you have smashed the like button and you are already a member of the channel. Yeah, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because I'm going to discuss all the papers that are going to happen in the next few days. A loop, wire, radius, current placed in a field perpendicular such that when it rotates about the diameter, it starts performing SHM. The time period is T. The mass of the loop is M. Then what is the time period? Interesting question. So let's try to analyze what is happening. So you have a loop, okay, which carries some current. Obviously that loop will have its own magnetic moment, the current, and yes, there is a field from outside. So there is a field from outside and there is some angle by which you are displacing it. So there will be a torque acting on it, and because of the torque it will oscillate. Now the time period of such an oscillation is given by 2 pi under root moment of inertia divided by magnetic moment into B. This is the standard formula which you should know. So any coil has magnetic properties, you tilt it, there will be a torque, and the torque will make it oscillate back and forth. And that is the time period. Okay, let's find everything one by one. Let's start by finding the magnetic moment first. Magnetic moment of any coil which carries some current is given by number of turns into the current. In this case it is I guess. Okay, I think I is given in all the options, into area. Now N is basically 1. There is only one loop. Okay, current is just current. Area is nothing but pi into radius is a, so pi a square. So basically this magnetic moment will be I into pi into a square. B comes over here as it is. Last thing, moment of inertia. So for that, think of it this way: the axis about which it is rotating is the diametrical axis as per the question, rotating about its diameter. So if this is the moment of inertia I need to find, I don't know the direct formula, use the knowledge of perpendicular axis theorem from rotational mechanics. This diameter and any other diameter will have the same moment of inertia. Agreed? Any diameter will have the same moment of inertia. Both the axes are perpendicular in the plane of the ring. So if I add their moment of inertias, I should get the moment of inertia about this axis. And the moment of inertia about this axis is just mass into radius square. That's the moment of inertia of the ring. So using perpendicular axis theorem, using your perpendicular axis theorem, you are going to get I plus I is ma square. So I is nothing but ma square by 2. Put this over here. So it is m into a square by 2. Solve this now. It's a very simple thing. So 2 and 2 cancels. Root 2 will remain. Pi and pi cancels. Pi will remain. Great. So pi is done. 2 is done. So a square cancels. Mass remains. Anyways, moment of current remains, and magnetic field also remains. That's the final answer. Do we have such a thing? Yep, it is option C. You can see that 2 pi m by IB. Isn't it amazing, guys? So many concepts. Let's even see what's there. Magnetic moment was needed. It is NIA. Second concept, the SHM concept, along with the torque acting on a dipole, magnetic moment. So that torque creates an oscillation whose time period is given by this formula. Next concept, the perpendicular axis theorem. So many chapters combined together. Beautiful question. Moving on to the next one. Definitely Tamil, all my videos on the YouTube as well as the crash course or in the revision course, whichever you are enrolled into, those courses, those videos are more than enough to crack JEE mains as well as advanced, or even BitSat and even your CETs. So let's move on to the next one. There is an electron gun placed inside a solenoid, interesting, of radius r on its axis. The solenoid has n turns, carries some current. The electron gun shoots an electron along the radius of the solenoid with speed v. If the electron does not hit the surface, the maximum speed possible is. It's a beautiful question. Let's try to understand it. Okay, if you look at the cross section of a solenoid, this is the solenoid like this. Okay, this is the solenoid. Okay, this is the axis of a solenoid. This is the axis of a solenoid. Great. Now, the magnetic field inside a solenoid is uniform. Everybody knows that. So, how about showing some magnetic field lines? This is how the magnetic field inside a solenoid looks like. This B is uniform and the value is mu naught, number of turns per unit length, into the current passing through it. That's the formula. Keep it in mind. What have you done? You have taken the electron. And projected it along the radius. This is the radius. It's a cylinder. It's a cylindrical cross section. And you throw it like this. This is that electron, mass m, and you throw it with some velocity. How will the force be? Velocity is here. Magnetic field is on the top. V cross B will be here. The force is going to come towards you. But it's an electron, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so the force will go inside. So this is how the force on that electron will be. So it will go in a circular motion in a horizontal plane. Are you able to visualize this? Everybody with me on this? How many of you are able to visualize? Magnetic field is upwards. Velocity is like that because it is projected along the radius. V, use your right hand, cross B comes this way, but it's an electron, so opposite. So force is that way. So velocity there, force inside, it's going to go in a horizontal circle. Right? But it's very difficult to visualize like this. So I'm going to see the top view now. So let's see the top view. How is it going to look like? So this is the top view, or you're cutting it this way and then seeing it. Now you're going to see that the magnetic field lines are going to come towards you, something like this. These are the magnetic field lines beautifully coming towards you. The electron, the charged particle, is thrown that way. So let's say it is thrown maybe this way. This is how the electron of mass m has been thrown. So basically V cross B this way, but negative charge so that way. So the force on it will be like this. So it will go in a circular path like that. And the question says it should not hit the surface of the solenoid. Think of the worst possible scenario when it is just about to hit the solenoid. Think about that path. I think it will look something like this. It will just look like this. It has just grazed through the surface of the solenoid. Can you see that? It just barely touched and came back. It is doing a uniform circular motion. That is what it is doing. Now, you guys tell me, what is the radius of the circle and the radius of the solenoid? How are they related to each other? Quickly tell me. Radius of the solenoid is given to be r, but the radius of the circle, this circle, is different. And can you not tell me what is the relationship between them? Yeah, I'm going to make a video on that, Harsha. The diameter of the circle is the radius of the bigger circle. So basically that r, twice of r is capital R. Okay, so I can just say 2 times of r is basically capital R. That's what I got. Now, do I not know the value of small r? Obviously I know it. The value of small r. What is the value of small r, guys? Come on. The value of small r is mass into velocity by the charge into field. mv by qb, that is the standard formula. And that is the radius. So guys, what is the question? The question is on velocity. So velocity will be REB divided by 2m, but b is mu naught ni. So RE by 2m into mu naught ni. That's the final answer, verdict. And that is nothing but your option B. There you go. This 2 is there only in option B. Option A does not have that. Definitely, Vishesh, I'll be doing it. Definitely. BitSat mock test will be done immediately after your JEE mains. Obviously. How many of you loved this question? How many lines does this question require? You only think and tell me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines. 5 lines. But conceptually very interesting. This was a uniform field which was there inside the solenoid. Observe the summary of the question. The charge was thrown along the radius. So because of which velocity and magnetic field, the force will be perpendicular to that. The charged particle was going in a circle like that. So I cut that and I saw it from the top view. Fields were coming this way. Velocity was along the radius of that big solenoid circle's radius. Okay. And because of that, the force was this way. So it went in a uniform circular motion like this. If it went in a big circle, it will hit. If it went in a small circle, there is still some gap. So that circle which will just make it graze through it, just barely cut, will be such that the diameter of the circle will be the radius of the bigger circle. So this guy's diameter is 2r, radius is capital R, and this is a standard formula. Radius is mv by qb is a standard formula. That's it. Rest is substitution and getting the answer. Got it, my warriors? Shall we move ahead to the next one? Cool. Max time period will also be this one only, because if you increase more than this, you will see that it will go outside. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. There is an electromagnetic wave propagating in this direction with plane of polarization in this direction. Oh, by the way, this is very much inspired by a PYQ. This was asked in one, not this one maybe, but very similar concept in one of the previous examinations on electromagnetic waves. The correct form of field of that wave will be how much? Let's try to solve this. Come on, my warriors. The correct form of the magnetic field wave equation will be, the direction is this. So this is basically the direction in which the wave is propagating. So let's say I just call it as d hat. Any magnetic field wave equation will be of the form b naught. You will have sine or cos, it does not matter. Sine or cos doesn't matter. And you will have, I think omega t is there everywhere. So omega t minus k into d hat. This is how the equation should look like. If it was going in the x-axis, it will be x. If it was going in y-axis, this will be y. It is going in this direction, so that unit vector will come over here. That's how you can remember it. Okay, great. Now, what is this d hat? I know this one also. Only thing I do not know is what is going to come outside. Okay, so for that, for this one, what I need to realize is that, see guys, I need to also put the direction over there. See, this is just the magnitude. Think about it. It will also have some direction. It will also have some direction. So in which direction will this magnetic field be oscillating? I need that directional vector also. For that, I need to use the concept of electric field cross magnetic field always is parallel to the speed of light. E cross B gives the direction of the light. Now, first of all, eliminate certain options. You guys only think and tell me which of the options will not be correct. I think there is a minus here. This minus is not there here. So obviously this option is first of all wrong because it is going in that direction. So omega t minus kx will come. If it was going opposite to that direction, then this will be minus. That's how it works in a wave equation. B option got eliminated. Now look at other three options. Option A, option C, option D. The plane of polarization in direction K. See, what does that statement mean? This means this is the direction of electric field. This is the direction of electric field. Plane of polarization is also the plane in which electric field oscillates. So obviously B can't have K hat. B can't have K hat because B and electric field are always perpendicular to each other. They are perpendicular to each other. Hence D option also got eliminated. Gone. So only C or option A will be there. Do you see how we can eliminate options, my warriors? Now you can just solve the question. Think of it this way. Electric field is nothing but K hat. K hat. Magnetic field will have two components and that should be parallel to something I plus something j. I cap plus something j cap. It should be parallel to that. So think what and all will come over here to give you this. What should come over here and here so that you will get this? Come on, my warriors, think about it. Think of that circular flow of ijk. This is positive. This is negative. Come on. K cross what will give you I? K cross J, but minus J will give you I. So I think this number should be K cross what will give you I cap? K cross minus J will give you I. So this will be minus J, I suppose. And this number, K into what will give you J? K into I will just give you J. So this number should be I cap. So hence, the magnetic field will have something I cap minus something J cap. Something I cap minus something J cap. So obviously this is wrong. This is definitely correct. So hence option C is the correct answer. Such a beautiful question. Yes, Tamil K, definitely it is more than enough. Did you realize how did we solve the question? So many concepts. First, plane of polarization is the direction in which electric field is there. Second, whenever a wave equation is there, if the wave travels in x direction, equation will have omega t minus kx. If the wave is traveling in minus x, it will have omega t plus kx. It's always opposite in sign. So that way, I realized this should not be plus, it should be minus. And because electric and magnetic fields are perpendicular, magnetic field will never be just k cap. Hence that got eliminated. Very beautiful question. Moving on to the next one. A lot of questions, Harsha. Maybe around some more 2-3 questions will be there. That's all. Okay. So shall we move ahead, Macha log? Warriors, ready? More 3-4 questions might be there. Okay. An electron of certain mass, magnitude, initially at rest, accelerated by some field. The rate of change of the de Broglie wavelength of this electron after some time is how much? Let's move on. Okay, so electron's mass, everything is given, it gets accelerated. So this is my electron, it is getting accelerated, it achieves certain velocity. Question is, what is the rate of change of de Broglie wavelength? De Broglie wavelength is Planck's constant by momentum. Momentum is mass into velocity. Can I do something with velocity? Can I find that velocity? I think I can using kinematic equation. V is nothing but U plus AT. Since it started from rest, initial velocity is 0. Acceleration is force by mass into time. The force on that charge will be charge into the field divided by m into t. So that is your velocity. Let's substitute that over here. So this will become E t by m, okay, by m, and rest of the things are as it is. So lambda will be equal to h by m into this velocity from there. Mm goes, so lambda will be equal to h by e into t raised to minus 1. The question is rate of change of de Broglie wavelength. That means you have to differentiate this. So d lambda by dt will be, this is just a constant, t raised to minus 1's derivative will be minus 1 into t raised to minus 2, which is the same as minus h by e. T raised to minus 2 is just t square at the bottom. That's all. That should be the final answer. Let's just check. Option A is correct. Minus h by e t square. Very good. Wow. Awesome. It looks difficult, but it is not. If you realize that velocity can be written down in terms of acceleration, force, etc. and rate of change of something is just the derivative. It was a simple derivative based question after a point. Moving on to the next one. This is easy question. It looks scary with diodes, but trust me, it is not. The question is find the current. Let's see how many of you can find the current within 20 seconds. Wow, that is nice, Thalapati. Good, bacha. 80.33%. Now concentrate on the JEE and the other examinations, okay? Very good, Thalapati. Wheatstone, yeah, but is there a concept of Wheatstone? I don't think so. Check the diodes, check the batteries polarities. Current will go like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Can current go here? It's a reverse bias. See how the diode is pointing. So it will only go like this. Can the current go here? Obviously not. So it will go like this, like this, like this, like this, and come back over here. These two diodes are completely useless. So guys, the current in the circuit will be the voltage is just 9, and the total resistance in that path, which is 5 plus, I think you have 10 also, plus 5 plus 10 Anything else? Nothing. That's it. So it will be 9 by 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30. So it is nothing but 3 by 10, which is nothing but 0.3 amperes. How many of you wrote it? Option B. Let me see. Wa said that. Larshan said it. Hi Abhishek Shingade. Bharani also said it. Aman. No, it is not A, bacha. Very good, Shreya. Yeah, circuit is very easy because of the diodes. Very true. Very good, Harsh. Aryan. Hello. Yes, option B, Akhilesh. Let's move on. Next question. Very good question. Many people make a mistake over here. So there is a pendulum which is used to determine the value of G. The length is this much. Stopwatch has 1 second least count. 40 oscillations comes out to be 50 seconds. What is the G's accuracy? That means percentage error. This is units and dimensions and errors question. So for that you need the formula and then you can convert it into relative error. So the time period formula is 2 pi root of L by G. So time period by 2 pi, if I square it, it will become just L by G. So take it on the other side and square both sides. So G will become L into 4 pi square by T square. Hence delta G by G will become, length will have some error, time period will have some error, 4 pi is a constant. So del L by L plus 2 times delta T by T. This is what I got. Cool. Now we'll substitute the values in just a minute. But first let's understand what is there in the RHS. Is there any error in the time period? I think there is. This is the least count for 50 seconds for 40 oscillations. So think one time period will be 50 by 40 and the error in the time period was 1 second for 40 oscillations. So for one oscillation it is 1 by 40. Hence what will be the value of delta T by T? Delta T by T, just check it out. It will be just 1 by 50, isn't it? Delta T by T will be just 1 by 50. This is one thing. Second thing, what is the length? The length is given to be 25. What is delta L? How many of you can tell me this? This was 25 centimeters. Come on, my warriors. This was all in seconds, by the way. Come on, my warriors. Let's see how many of you can tell me what is the value of delta L just looking at it. Which instrument is used? Just figure it out. What is the error in delta L? Lot of people do not see what is the error, but look at the decimal. It is accurate till the first decimal. So the error is plus minus 0.1 centimeter. The least count is in 0.1. There is error. A lot of people make the mistake of saying there is no error. There is a reason why that 0.0 is mentioned. Else I could have just written 25. Why am I writing 0.0? Because I know the accuracy. Hence, the error is basically 0.1 centimeter is the least count. So the least count is 0.1 centimeter. Hence, that is the answer. Now, from this you will get delta L by L is 0.1 by 25. Of course, now the question is just finding delta G by G. Let's do that. So, delta G by G will be 1 by 50. Oh, sorry. First is delta L, right? So, let me put delta L first. So, what is that? Yep. Delta L by L is 0.1 by 25 plus 2 times, what is it? 2 times 1 by 50. There you go. Now, percentage delta G by G will be this whole thing into 100. So 0.1 into 100 by 25. Okay, that will be nothing but 4 plus 2 by 50 is nothing but 1 by 25 into 100 again. So that will be nothing but 4. So I think it will be 4.4%. Option C. Such a brilliant question because of this point decimal. People think there is no error in length and they just take this error, which is delta T by T, and they write it as 4%, but 4% is not in the answer also. Okay, so last few days just problem solving, no new theory learning, that's all. For joining NIT's minimum percentile 99 around at least. Okay, come on guys, last few questions coming up on your screen, and here it is. Come on, fight it out, don't lose hope. Many of you are thinking, oh my god, such difficult questions in NTA. But guys, trust me, if you do not attend this session, you'll get even more tense looking at other questions in your books. You'll be like, what is happening? What should I do? What should I not do? That's why I'm conducting the class. Come on, full josh, full energy. Let's refresh everyone. Come on, everybody put up a fire emoji now. Come on, fight it guys. Don't lose hope. B or C? Dhanush, I just made some videos and all of that. The nearest value, rounding off. Remember, there is a chapter called Units and Dimensions and rounding off. So in that only everything is given. So use the concept of rounding off over there. Very good, Mokshagana. Okay, some of you are maybe solving. Maybe that's why the fire is missing. Okay, let's try this out. Carnot engine having this much efficiency is used as a refrigerator. So engine means something gets absorbed and some work is done and something gets rejected. So as per the question, by the way, efficiency is work done by whatever is absorbed. Efficiency is 1 by 10. Work done is W. Q1 is just Q1. So W into 10 is nothing but Q1. That's what I got from here. Okay. Now you reverse it, it becomes a refrigerator. Only the arrow marks will change. So if this becomes the heat rejected and this is the amount of work done, this is the amount of heat which is absorbed. So this becomes absorbed, this becomes rejected for the refrigerator. This is a refrigerator. Same thing. Okay. So what is the amount of heat which is absorbed? Q2 is asked. Do I know work? Yes. W is nothing but 10 joules. If W is 10 joules, Q1 also I know. Q1 is 10 times of W. So it will be 10 times of 10, which is nothing but 100 joules. As per this equation, whatever heat you absorb plus the work will be Q1. So Q2 plus work done is nothing but 10 is equal to 100, that is Q1. So Q2 will be nothing but 90 joules. That's the answer. Where is 90? Option C. Done, done. Very good. C for cat, C for the correct choice, C for captain, C for correcto. Very good. Awesome, my warriors. The efficiency of Carnot engine can never be 100% because you can theoretically only reach 0 Kelvin. Practically, you can never reach 0 Kelvin, nor can you reach infinite temperature. Okay? So if you go by the efficiency formula, 1 minus T2 by T1, neither can T1 be 0, nor can T2 be infinity or something like that. Okay? Great. Moving on, next question. There is a wave. There is a wave which travels on a wire, velocity V, tension this much. If tension becomes T, the velocity becomes half. What is the value of T closest to? Oh, this is easy. Velocity and tension are related by V is root of tension by mu. So, V by 2 by V, final by initial will be final tension by initial tension. Initial tension was 2.06 into 10 to the power 4. So, square it. So, 1 by 4 will be T by 2.06 into 10 to the power 4. So, tension will be 2.06 divided by 4 into 10 to the power 4. So, 2.06 divided by 4 will be nothing but, just check this out guys, what will it be? I think it will be you'll have 5 over here and then you'll have also 1 and then 1, 5. Okay, just check this out, into 10 to the power 4, right? So this, is it matching somewhere? Yep, this one. So this is 5.15 into 10 to the power 3. That's the final answer. Option B it is. Very good. Very good, very good. Option B, very good Vishesh. G aspirant Mokshagana, Harsh. Very good Raj Sekarni. Very good Erwin. Awesome the unknown. Very good my warriors. Moving on. 2 spheres. Last few questions. Come on my warriors. Consider 2 spheres. Radius given. Fields on the surface also given. And the ratio of the fields is also given. The ratio of the potentials of each sphere is how much? Let's try this out. First, the field on 1 and 2 has a ratio of R1 by R2. What is the field on the surface? The field on the surface of any shell or sphere is K into the charge by the radius square. Hence, E1 by E2 will be Q1 by Q2 and R2 by R1 square. But as per the question, E1 by E2 is R1 by R2. So this itself is R1 by R2 is equal to Q1 by Q2 into R2 by R1 whole square. So from this, Q1 by Q2 will be R1 multiplies. So it will become R1 and R2 also multiplies. But R1 square into R1 will become cube. So this will be cube. So we got a cube there. Field gave us the ratio of the charges. Let's see what is asked. Potential is asked. Ratio. Potential on the surface of any sphere is K Q by R. Hence, V1 by V2 will be Q1 by Q2 and R is inversely proportional. So that means R2 by R1. So Q1 by Q2 from here is nothing but R1 cube by R2 cube. And here I just have R2 by R1. One of R1 and R2 each will cancel. So I'll have R1 square by R2 square is nothing but V1 by V2. That's the final answer. R1 by R2 whole square. That's option B. Looks scary, but it is simple. Lot of chances of silly mistakes because you might make some mistake in flipping R1 and R2. Definitely high probability of making many mistakes in this question. Many students make a mistake. That's why clearly, what was the first thing I did? Wrote the field formula, potential formula. Saw who is proportional to whom. Charge, not mentioned. Assume it is different. When things are not mentioned, don't assume they are equal. Many students make the mistake of assuming charge is equal. They make this ratio as 1. How many of you thought of it? That charge will be different. How many of you got that? How many of you assumed that charge is equal and you just cancelled it or didn't even bother? So all these are mistakes which you should learn. Moving on to the next one. Raghu, yes. Oh, no problem, Ankit. Let's move on to the last few questions, guys. Shall we? Okay. Directly E is equal to KR kar liya. Kya baat hai? How much percentile I need to get? It depends on which NIT and which branch also, bacha. And in this question, there is a double slit experiment. Certain point on the screen. Part difference is 1/8 of the wavelength. The ratio of the intensity of the light at that point to the center of the bright fringe is. Interesting. So, at the center of a bright fringe, the intensity happens to be 4I0 and the intensity at any random point I happens to be 4I0 cos square phi. This is the formula. This is the formula. So basically, the intensity at that point upon intensity at the center will be 4I0 cos square phi by 4I0. 4I0 cancels. So it will just be cos square phi. Phi is the phase difference. That is something which I need to figure out. How? Observe. Path difference is given. Phase difference can be found by 2 pi by lambda into delta x. This value has been given as 1/8 of a wavelength. Lambda by 8. So this will become 2 by 8 is 1/4. So pi by 4. Oh, sorry. This is not cos square phi, guys. I'm so sorry. This is cos square phi by 2. This is cos square phi by 2. I'm so sorry about it. This is cos square phi by 2. This is what it is. Okay. Now let's take that and substitute it over here and see what do we get. We get this as cos square phi by 2. That means pi by 4 is half. So it will be nothing but pi. Let me write it beautifully. Let me write it beautifully, guys. It will be pi divided by 8. Pi divided by 8, right? Everybody with me? Okay. Now the problem is pi by 8 is 45 is half, whose cos I do not know, but I can use some trigonometry. What is the trigonometry formula that I can actually use? Think. Well. 2 cos square theta minus 1 is cos 2 theta. So hence cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. This is the formula which I can use. Cos square theta is 1 plus cos of double angle by 2. So use that and see what do you get. Let's go on the next line. So this will be, the same ratio will be equal to 1 plus cos of 2 theta, 2 times of pi by 8, the whole thing divided by 2. So it will be 1 plus 2 by 8 is 1 by 4, cos pi by 4 means cos 45, cos 45 means 1 by root 2, the whole thing divided by 2. This is nothing but 1 plus 1 by root 2 is roughly 0.707, whole thing divided by 2, which is 1.707 divided by 2. Just check this out, guys. Which of the following will be correct? 1.7. Yep, it will be option A, guys. 0.8, roughly something. 0.8. Yeah, option A. Very good. What is I naught? I naught is, oh, if you're wondering what is I naught, let me put it over here. I naught is intensity of any one slit. Any one slit has I naught. So when both slits come, the intensity becomes 4 times because amplitude becomes 2 times and intensity is square proportional to amplitude. Yes, obviously it will affect. Negative marking anywhere will affect you, Vishesh. You do not want negative marking anywhere. Awesome. So that was the last question, guys. Such a beautiful question. But Raghu, I hope you have enjoyed whatever questions you attended. Now, if you want these kind of sessions and if you felt that a lot of knowledge was lacking, if you felt that, oh my God, maybe first exam, first attempt, I might just barely get something, I want to improve my score, you need to start your preparation now with the Vedantu's crash course. Even if you're a part of some random coaching, any good coaching, any coaching in your city, trust me, always some second input helps. And I am also teaching in the JEE crash course. The physics subject is being taught by me along with other top teachers. So all the top teachers who have produced ranks are going to be there in this batch, and we will concentrate on only those things which will give you marks, because in this point of time you need that exact to the point strategic revision with exact bullseye topics which will help you gain that final score and boost your performance. 90 interactive classes with doubts with 2 teacher model. Second teacher is there with me who is solving your doubts. I am teaching. And there are 20 all India level tests, mock tests, everything are there, along with complete the provision. This is not 3rd July, guys. This is still last date. Whatever is the last date, you will be getting the recordings, PDFs, and with assignments. Each assignment with solutions. Imagine how many things you are getting, and that too for a price which is like peanuts. So all of these interactions like live leaderboards, polls, hotspots, quizzes, doubt support, everything you will get for a price of just 2,700 rupees. Also, guys, there is a live batch which is going on. This live batch, so this batch which I just showed you, it is a recorded lecture series. But if you feel, no, I want a live batch, I want in the class doubt solving, I want a teacher who will conduct the class right away, I just don't want recordings, then there is this live batch which is going on right now. You can see right over here, this is a JEE 2022 crash, same features, just that you will get live doubt solving, you will get live support, you will also get live quizzes, everything. Those will be just the recordings. So all of this for just 8,100 rupees. It's a 3-week course. It has everything in it, and all the payment options are there. You can choose whichever option you want. Coupon code which you need to use is SHHPRO. So if anything goes wrong, anything that you want to ask, you can always take help because you have used my coupon code. So that's how it works. So everything, all the study material, batch details, results, testimonials, everything has been mentioned over here. I would love to see you right now. Don't think this is for first attempt, this is for your second attempt. Okay? Thank you guys for joining in today. And yep, Harsha, I will be putting up instructions for admit card tomorrow. I'll be making a lecture on that. Okay? So the live class timings will be from evening. So somewhere around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, maximum 10 o'clock. 2 classes to 3 classes per day. That is how it goes. There are 2 options. One is English, pure English, like how I'm talking here. Second option is English plus Hindi. So more of Hindi, like 50-60% Hindi, and academic content will be in English. So that option is also there. The PDF will be provided, Harsh, don't worry, of today's class. So I would love to see you in both the sessions, not just on YouTube, but imagine if you can learn so much in one session, how much more you can learn in the crash course where all the top teachers are conducting tips and strategies as well. So all the top rankers have been produced last time. You would have seen so many of them are from Vedantu. 7% of IITians were from Vedantu. 1,500 students got selected from JEE Advanced into the IIT counseling. So that's a crazy number from one institute. So go ahead. I would love to see you very soon. Bye bye. See you in the next session. Hasta la vista. This was Captain Shreyas signing off.